right, welcome everyone to Intuition to Income. This is Abby, Gooch, and Marie, and we decided we had to hop on right away because we were talking from this place of literally divine synchronicity. So, kid you not, we wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for the energy attracting us together of intuition. She was not on my calendar. She called me, I think yesterday, then like 20 minutes before the show, 5 minutes before the show, and I kept forgetting. My conscious mind was like out to lunch, but my heart and my intuition kept bringing me back. And so this is the piece that I want to get is our intuition is beyond intellectual understanding. And so our mind may say, oh, sure, I'm going to go do that. And your heart and your gut are like, probably not, because there's something else going deeper. So we need to all listen to this divine synchronistic guidance and realize our heart-gut connection. So our intuition is the highest part of us. It's our soul embodied, right? And so Marie, if you want to just pipe in with this, it was just like, we were flowing with the energy, like there is something bigger than us happening right now. And
there is, because I was totally going to cancel today. I was going to cancel yesterday. I was going to cancel the day before. And it just said, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And my computer went down, so I'm on my phone, and there were so many things that said, don't do this, except everything said to do this.
What's the difference, right? Like we can get external things maybe saying don't, but then our inner knowing and that thing pulling us forward. I was going to say compulsion, but it's not. Maybe it's a compulsion, right? Like bringing us forward. It's like a magnetic force drawing us together, and it's of love, right? Synchronicity will be based in love. The other stuff is probably like psychic riffraff, right? It's all these different things, computer stuff that can happen, people saying things, honestly, even documents, like written things, right? Beyond that, there's an energy. There's a deep.
Yeah. You know, to me, I every time that would happen, I would laugh. Every time I go, Marie, you're gonna call her and you're gonna tell her I'm so sorry. And every time I would laugh and go, no, you're not. You're not gonna do that. And so I just, these last couple of days, the fact that we are this is being interviewed, we're being interviewed on the 19th, Juneteenth, by the way, Juneteenth.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Big day for in 1965. What happened was, 1865? Now I can't remember. It's the end of slavery. And so it's a big celebration in the African American community. And like somebody said, well, why don't we have every day be Juneteenth, and say that should be the battle cry. Have every day be the freedom. So anyway,
I love that. Freedom mean, yeah.
And the fact that we're walking into this beautiful portal that is happening this weekend. By the time this interview comes out, this will be post portal. Yeah. And it'll be so exciting to see. I feel like this is a time capsule. Yeah. We have a time capsule right today that is going, that by when this comes out, I don't know which day, and it starts on July 1st, but there's something really powerful about, and the fact that I'm still on the verge of laughing with everything I'm saying.
Well, it's just funny. So the time capsule, like I literally saw it. So I'm like doing some next level stuff with my company and another client. And I saw this like light energy come up. And then I saw myself kind of like you said, like in a portal, like I was like on not a plane, but it was like a portal. It was like I was going like this. And so you said light portal. I'm like, yeah, I think I just saw that right before our call.
I'm not kidding. I've seen it a couple of times today, and I'm like, okay, I am a woo-woo person, and I think that is the thing, is that woo-woo has been squelched to the, oh my gosh, they must be so silly because they believe in all this extra stuff. I was going to say extraterrestrial, but hey, there's that too. But it is like the woo-woo is ready to come out. This is a magical time to be on this planet.
I love that you're saying magical. There's so many people sharing like there's the darkness and all this stuff, and like to hear it as magical.
Everything is important. Everything is important. Instead of saying, oh, you can only see the light, you can't see the dark. That's the point, is that it is everything. You can't get this wrong. If you're in a dark place right now, or if you're in a light place, it's all good. It's all good.
That's beautiful.
Very powerful place to be. And we're going to, and for those who are ready, we're going to get some downloads over the weekend, and we're going to act on them, or we're not. And we're going to move forward, or we're not. And it's all good. And I say, anyone who is protesting right now, anyone who's out there in harm's way, it's thank you. Yeah. Thank you for being out there. I mean, it is amazing. And we're all got our jobs here. No one's supposed to be anybody except themselves. And that means that if we are all ourselves, that does mean we're one.
So what about the difference between yourself and your like false self? So I know for me, there's like personality things. I'm like, oh, did that hurt that person? And I'm fully myself. Is that in harmony? Like, I love what you said. When we're fully ourselves, we're all one. And I think you might know, but I have a nonprofit called One Heart Global. And it's that same concept, right? It's like one heart, one love. In that center of our heart, we're one. I'm getting chills. Oh, you go, sister.
Oh my gosh. It's really, we're all supposed to be where we're supposed to be. And this making people wrong and shaming and blaming and complaining, you can do that if you want. I mean, if that's why you're here, and if that's what, I can't imagine that bringing you joy, because I'm just reading Matt Kahn's book, The Universe Always Has a Plan. And his second step, I think it is if you're blaming, then you are an unhappy person.
What about blaming yourself? I blame myself sometimes.
Both. If you are blaming, then you are an unhappy person. And that made me like for the little times that I blame others, I gotta watch my own words. I mean, the thing is, to me, experts are out. The whole idea is, if I stay curious, then I'm in the moment. I may be 10 steps ahead of you, but I'm in my moment, my thing, but it's ever changing, never at the top of anything. If we are looking up to people on pedestals, then, I mean, you can do anything you want. It's your life. It's your life. But for me, it is, let's all walk around okay, can I tell you, is it okay to tell a story?
You're just a crack up. I just adore you. You're so
Oh, thank you. I am awesome. I am. I'm going to be 60 this year. Look at this. This is by design, This is by design. And it's a beautiful place to be. But I got to share a story. Can I share a story? Okay, I know. Yeah, I know there was a structure for the plan for this interview, but man, take this, rip the structure off.
It's always flow. It's always synchronicity. There's a foundation, but the structure is like setting something, and it can be even greater, right? So the structure is for the experience.
So here's the deal. Here's something that I have been doing all around the world. There's a website called the Worldwide Labyrinth Locator. Labyrinths, really the beauty of labyrinths is amazing to me.
The like circle thing, yeah.
Yeah. And I want to thank Rochelle Sheik here, and I will make sure you get Koya.love, QOYA.love. I'm a Koya facilitator, but also Rochelle, and she didn't come up with this, but it's part of the training to become a facilitator, is that you make a labyrinth, or you find a labyrinth. You ask a question at the beginning of the labyrinth. There's always an opening to every awesome labyrinth out there. You take a playlist from, I use Spotify. Take a playlist from Spotify, ask your question, hit shuffle, and I can say for the last 4 years with 100% accuracy, I will get the answer to my question, because I believe I will. Now, whatever happens to you is what happens to you. But for me, my belief is that I will get the answer to my question by the time I get into the center of the labyrinth. I do a good ass thank you for answering my question. And I'm thanking all along the way. With every song, I'm getting more of a download from the lyrics. And it is an amazing exercise. So the last couple of days, I have been asking some really big questions, like, what is my next step? Staying curious. I went up to the grotto in here in Portland. It has a beautiful labyrinth in the upper level of the grotto. I've been going there since I was a child, and it's just an extraordinary sanctuary of a place. So very blessed place. And I asked, okay, it is the Sunday prior to this weekend, which has a new moon, the solstice. Summer here in the northern hemisphere, in the southern hemisphere, it's winter solstice. We are going through what is the other thing? Oh, a solar eclipse, and so much. I mean, literally, I could launch the retrogrades that are going on. I'm not an expert on astrology, but it's so fun to hear all my astrology friends just wax poetic about all the awesome astrology stuff. So I'm asking some solid questions. I say, we got a week now. What is my next step? I get into the center of the circle, and you know what the center circle song is? Love Generation.
Wow.
Love flippin' generation. If we don't,
chills.
hello, I'm standing here with a whole week's worth of chills every time I say it. When I play it, feel the love generation. I mean, every single time I am on fire. So yesterday found a labyrinth, and there, I won't even tell the story about how I found that labyrinth. That was so much synchronicity. It's like, oh my God, it's a magical place, magical. And I don't want anybody to find it. It's so awesome. It is truly, my company is called the Magical Land of Awesome. So,
I get it.
Yeah,
I have places
awesome.
like that too.
Yeah. Yesterday, center circle song, Return to Pooh Corner.
What does that mean? Return to Pooh Corner.
Kenny Loggins.
Just from my student in Europe, it just makes, when you're talking about the circle and the labyrinth, I'm just like,
oh my God,
literally at my feet right now as you were talking about the circle and the labyrinth.
Okay, I'm really freaking out right now because I've just seen the movie about Saint Hildegard, and she did mandalas.
Yeah.
Just saw it. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on Prime right now. I am not kidding. Like, that's a magical movie, and I just literally finished seeing it like a half an hour ago, going, oh my God.
Yeah.
Hildegard had it right. Anyway, woo. All right. So Love Generation and House at Pooh Corner, or also called The Return to Pooh Corner, Kenny Loggins. And the gentleman that I'm seeing right now, I told him that, and he says, God, Kenny Loggins, how could he write that? He wrote that song, you know? And all of a sudden I was supposed to find out why he wrote this song.
Yeah.
Kenny Loggins was 17 years old.
Wow.
It was his first song he was going to sell. Then he played it at a party, and one of the lead singer, one of the band of the Nitty Gritty. What is the? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Nitty. The band said, we want your song and we want to play your song. And he's going, I'm 17 years old and I just sold my first song. How the House at Pooh Corner? How cool! La 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 la. They call him back a couple of days later. I'm so sorry, we can't do your song because Disney is telling us that we, they've got all the rights to Winnie the Pooh, so we can't do your song. Sorry. And he was so bummed. 17 years old, so bummed. He had a date that night, and he said to the date, so bummed. I was gonna get my song written. The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, that was it. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. So they couldn't do it because of Disney. Said they have all the rights to Winnie the Pooh, and she goes, let me talk to Daddy. And he was one of the lawyers from Disney.
Wow.
Okay, are you following where I'm?
Well, you never know. It's synchronicity. You never know who you're going to meet next that's going to take you there. And I mean, I started my company when I was 19. It's the people I met. It wasn't just me. I was here to serve, but it was the people that got me to the people that got me to the people. So I believe it 1,000,000,000%. You follow your intuition, you're honest, you will be connected. The universe will put you in front of that next person. And when you have the value, which is you and your gift, your expression, the song, whatever, everybody has their unique gift, right? That's why I teach this stuff. We have unique gifts. So when you open to those and you follow your intuition, you will be shown and the right people will be in your path, just like that. And so, I'm completely following you, sister. I got you.
Nice. Anyways, that was, thank you so much. I literally, that was a really good story last night. And I really appreciate, and the fact of how you and I found each other.
Oh, totally. Just to trust, right? Just to trust. I just want to underline that. Like when your intuition is guiding you to something, wow, this is hilarious. I'm going to stand up for a second. So my arm has been doing this pinching thing for maybe the last 15 minutes before I went live. And I'm like, why is it? Here's why. See where my hand is? It's on my gut. So if you put one hand on your gut, one hand on your heart, I invite everybody to do this now. Take a deep breath in, feel your feet on the ground, like roots going down straight to the core of the earth. And take a moment to feel your center. This is the intuition calling you back home to who you are. And like a magnet, it'll propel you forward. It'll have these synchronistic events. Literally, my body got me in this chair. I mentally forgot about our interview. 5 minutes before, I'm like, oh, I need to go upstairs. And I was actually thinking I need to go work on a client contract. It was to do the interview because I got your email like, hey, where's the link? I'm like, oh yeah. Like the bizarre thing is I swear to God, 3 times I tried to put on my calendar. I still don't think it's on there. And so my whole point is when you're following your gut and your heart, you're being moved. So when I left my scholarship in LA, my body literally moved me to San Diego. I could feel it like a magnet. So wherever you're being called, there is a reason, period. And when it feels right and it's in alignment, the money will be there, the people will be there, the resources, like it's like sourcing. Like if you imagine a golden light coming through the top of your head, down through your core, straight to your, like through your heart, to your core, you know you're one with the universe. And that intuition is like a compass saying, hey, here's your illuminated path. Here's the highest potential. Go here, go here. And if you listen, not just with your head, but with your heart gut, you'll be going.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and our friend Miko is the one we connected, which, you know, is so full circle, right? Like she asked me to be on her show, then I'm like, hey girl, come on mine. And then I saw you and I was like, hey, come on mine. So you don't know who your circle is going to affect, but in the circle. So you can be a part of it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it's I was studying Buckminster Fuller and his whole process of how he found his vision and his mission, and how his all of his stuff is so relevant today. He said goodbye to this earth and made his transition in 1983, and he is more profound than ever about stating your mission. And we're just average, be average people. You don't need to be, you know, have the most followers on Instagram or this. Like, be okay. So today, my friends know that I do this. They love me for it anyway. I love doing rampages of appreciation on people.
That's so sweet.
And I was listening to the rest of the Hildegard. I was out in the park and listened to the movie, and this wonderful family of looked like a mother and 3 daughters, and thank God that was the correct thing. But they were speaking Spanish, and the oldest girl was telling a story. And I could hear, because I was listening to the movie, I couldn't hear it very well because she was so excited about the story. And as they're walking by, they're all in colorful clothes, and they're all like hanging on her words. And it was she must have been 10, right? 10 years old, 10, 6 and 4, like whatever the ages. I don't know about that, but anyway, I literally ran up behind them and said, excuse me. And I said, and they turned, I said, you're a family, right? And they said, yes. And I said, I looked at the girls and I said, you must love your mother because she sure loves you. And I said, whatever story you were telling, it must be such an awesome story. And I just want to thank you so much for just you guys are all bright colored and you're sending out joy to the world. And I really want to thank you. And then I just walked off. And so I do that to people. But it was just, to me, I just love that, making sure people know that they're making a difference. And because and maybe it's because I want to know that I'm making a difference. So, that what all the greatest um, teachers, all the greatest people out there that I listen to say, if you want something, be more of that. And Jesus said that. Be more of that if you want something. And if I want more, appreciation, then to shower appreciation on others is what you do. Instead of, well, I don't have that, and frassen, and have you heard of the term driftwood? It's an Abraham Hicks term, and they say if you want something that is land, and if you're out to sea, when you start to see driftwood, you're close. So instead of saying they have something that I don't have, they have a yacht, or they have this money, or they have a boyfriend, la la la, I don't have it. You go, oh, they have something, and I created that in my life to see how that looks. They are driftwood for my vision. It would get rid of jealousy and envy if everybody believed that what they brought into their lives was for a reason, instead of to make them feel horrible, to make like, oh my gosh, that thing is closer because now I'm seeing it. Now I'm seeing how it works.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of driftwood. I love that term. I use it all the time. Well, not all the time, because then I would say it all the time, but a lot.
I love it. You know what? I think something they did, I do remember, I think Abraham Hicks said, it's funny, this is the third time that person's come up today. Somebody else was telling me about them. Is the jealousy thing. If you see something you want in somebody else, it means it's already in you. That's why you can see it.
Exactly.
So don't be jealous. It's in you.
See it.
Yeah, that's why you can see it.
Another part of intuition, because it'll take you where you said where you wanted to go. It's taking you where you want to go. Why would you see everything as a gift? I mean, just like, let's do the logical part of this. The logic part of this is, I said where I want to go, and now the world is going to show me the things I want, or take it away from me and then I go, oh wow, maybe I really didn't want that, or now I really want that.
Clarity and
It's
contrast.
like, hello, exactly. Contrast is a must. You can't even ask without contrast. I have this thing I don't like. I'm going to ask for something better. You can't have a question without seeing contrast. It's just, how much contrast do you want to take?
How do you stop the contrast? Because I noticed that recently. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not what I want, but it is showing me the opposite.
Exactly. And I didn't mean to call you dude, because you are clearly.
Oh, I didn't even notice. It's all right. I'm
Do
sure
that.
energy too.
You do that.
Yeah.
Look.
I feel like I'm in a cartoon.
Like, look at, really, it is, the thing is, we have been taught, especially in the community of law of attraction and all that stuff, is that we've been told that the bad stuff, the contrast, is, oh my God, now I'm bad. Oh my God, now I don't have the thing I want. See, I've been saying I've wanted that the whole time. Instead of, I'm the creator here. I say what I want and say, universe, show it to me. And if it shows it to me in the midst of contrast, then you go, okay, that really hurt. Or that was not nice. Or, what, and you go, it's fall down 7, get up 8, fall down 7, get up 8. That's what it is. And how much are you going to whine while you're getting up? I had a good whining moment when my computer went down. I must admit, I told everyone for at least an hour. And then I walked down the hall here and went, okay, by the time I walked down to my door, I'm done with the whining. I can't even hear him. I hate to hear myself talk about this. But you know what? They said, oh my God, it's going to be 4 weeks before you even see your computer. And they just called me today. So that
in
was
time for the interview.
2 days ago. Yeah. So it's just really, really powerful. Powerful stuff. It's really like, let's take a little bit of control back, instead of seeing, here's the contrast, woe is me, and the words start coming out that are so disempowering. Instead, here's this contrast. Yep, that hit hard. I just said goodbye to my computer for another 2 weeks. Okay. And you know what? I'm still alive. Got awesome friends, and you know what? I have a phone. Thank God. Technology 5 years ago on your phone was horrible. Technology's caught up with us. And we are powerful. We are powerful. Stop not being powerful.
Right?
Unless that's your path, because there's a bunch of people that need to not be powerful. So you go, I don't want that. Just
So
let it not be you.
what's the opposite of shifting from that? So the contrast of not feeling powerful to powerful, the contrast of, didn't really want that, now I want this. To me, it's like intuition activate, right? Like, I mean, I kid you not, like a couple of days ago, I'm like, okay, I want this, this, and this. The next morning, bam. You know, it's just like instant, like when you're clear, instant. So I guess intuition activate is, what do you want? What's your intention? That's, I think I pointed to my mind, which is great, right? And then your heart gut is, here's my guidance. So you want to share anything on that?
Better your questions, better your life. There, Roger James Hamilton, who I follow, this really my life did a big jump forward. And it's so interesting. I've had so many conversations with him about seeing him instead of seeing him on a pedestal, seeing him as a peer. And it is like, we learn, like, oh my gosh, he taught me something. He's got this really great program. I really, look, instead of, hey, he's just a dude who's come up with this really great thing. So can you, you know? But he came up with this, about the idea of 3 different types of questions. One is aspirational, and it's good to be aspirational. You know, where do I see myself 10 years down the road? And if that feels good, and if it doesn't feel good, get to the feeling of what would it feel like 10 years down, instead of what it would see, what would it feel like? And the questions that don't work are the questions most people ask. And those are the exasperational ones.
Like,
Those say, why am I here? Why did this happen to me? And then the third question is directional questions. And that's the one to focus on when you're in contrast. My favorite question, just to even step out of a piece of contrast, is, what can I do right now to make me feel better?
mm-hmm.
It could be, go wash your hands. Walk outside. It doesn't have to be, I have to spend $10,000 on a Maserati.
Yeah.
I'm sure a Maserati costs more than $10,000, just saying. But,
Yeah, I got you.
you know, yeah, a hood lamp on the, or a headlamp on the front Maserati. Anyway, that'd be $10,000. And I just really see that, like, let's ask some directional questions. But what would it make me, how can I feel better in this moment? Do something really simple. And then if it doesn't feel good, what new thing could I do? Do that thing until, like, what I would do is, for me at the time when I was in a bunch of contrast, is I would listen to something that made me feel great. It just so happened for me, it was Abraham. I would do Abraham Hicks, comma, and whatever I was feeling. And there was always a video on it. Thank gosh, Abraham has such big fans that make lots of videos. But that's for me. That's for me. That's what I did. Because what's loud in my head is pretty loud. So let's put something even louder and have it even run in the evening while you're sleeping, so that you will stop talking to yourself, Marie, because you're saying some shitty things.
Yeah.
And so that's how I did it. Please make sure you do it how you do. You
Yeah.
do you. Don't do me.
I
Well,
love that. Well, I love that, because it's so easy to take it on and be like, well, she does it, so I need to do it this way. But to really honor what works for you,
what works for you?
Yeah.
Hello. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm just really letting that sink in, to really, like, honor ourselves. What works for you? Do it.
Yeah. It's so much better, because then you're trying to be somebody else. If you're saying, oh, well, she did it that way, I have to, and it doesn't even feel good. If it would go walk your dog. Oh my gosh. I had my dog, when I walked her in the rain, and when I walked her anytime, but mainly in the rain, because no one else was out, I felt like I had the world at my feet. Like I could create anything. So I would be in this, I had a great rain gear. If you got the gear, you can do anything, right? I'd get on this rain gear and I would just walk and walk and walk. And sometimes I would say, hey, Zena, her name is Zena, just take me home. Like, and all of a sudden we would be miles away and I go, oh, nice. I've never seen this part of Seattle. How cool. She would always take me to these new places, but I would totally zone out. Yeah. I would just watch. She was a husky Shiba mix.
Okay.
Black and tan, totally beautiful. I would be stopped almost every day about how beautiful. She pranced when she walked and she had a curly tail. And when she was in front of you, it looked like a candle. A friend said that her tail looks like, because it would bounce, right?
How cute.
And so I would, I'm looking at her butt, but I literally just would, it would be like this meditation. And all of a sudden I'd like, where are we? Of course, 15 years ago, there was no GPSs, and I would just go, take me home.
Yeah,
take
exactly.
Me home. My little GPS.
Your dog was your GPS.
She always did.
Yeah.
She always did. She was a good girl. I miss her a lot. There's a great story about my dog, too.
Yeah. Go for it.
It's so full. It would probably take 40 minutes because I had a one-woman show and I told my story of my dog, and I counted 40 minutes for it. I wouldn't want to not do it justice.
Wow.
It's a good story.
Some other time. That's awesome.
Yeah. I love, out of all the things I do besides dancing is number one, but second is storytelling. I love the idea of a story that, and only because of the outpouring of love I receive when I tell the story or share the story. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a heart. I see death so differently. So both my parents are in heaven and they're dancing and they're sitting right here. I know their energy is here. They've been with me like the last couple of days. I see Dad through the 1111. I see Mom through birds.
I saw 111 right before our interview. It just flashed across my third eye, and I was like, "What does that mean?" Yeah, I kid you not.
Dad, my dad. Oh, and he's a part of Zena's story too, which is really fun. Really fun.
I was like, "What is?" Right now I know. Yeah. Wow.
That's good. Oh my gosh, this has been joyous.
Fun?
Thank you so much.
Of
Intuition
course.
is amazing. It's truly amazing. I love. Oh my gosh, I have so many stories I could share right now. And I really love the fact that you have this forum. And so you had mentioned about it, because I want to share,
Absolutely.
I want to, I said that 22 is a master number. And because of my birth date, I am a master number. And so 22 is very powerful in this world. So I really want to offer for the first 22 people that I have, I'll give you the link for a 30-minute complimentary call. And it's amazing what you can get done in a half an hour and have everybody feel awesome by the end.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
And by the way, any healers out there, if you're not feeling awesome by the end of your calls, then you're in the wrong lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you are feeling awesome, you're on the right path. If I've taken anything away from all the healing modalities that I've learned, when I'm not feeling solid, then I go, oh, that's not the right path. So this path that I'm on right now is good.
I love it. I love it. So Marie, this video will probably also be released through YouTube. So if somebody doesn't see the link through our website, can you just say it out loud right now on the video, or people can either email you or access that to get that 30-minute session if they want it?
Oh, awesome. Thank you. I am a simple old school girl. It's Ruzicka at gmail.com. And I think, that's how I see life, is like have enough technology in my world, and I just want to keep things simple. So Marie Ruzicka, MaRuzicka at gmail.com.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I'm on Facebook. I'm Magical Land of Awesome, and I spell magic with a CK because magic means pulling a rabbit out of a hat. And spoiler alert, the rabbit's there. And magical with a CK means you're creating it from.
You're so
awesome.
funny.
So magicallandofawesome.com also come and share over there.
That's awesome. And her name's written on the bottom of this video as well. So you can always just Google her. Well, Maria, is there anything else you want to share with our audience at all before we log off today, or any processes? I think I did promise at the beginning, you know, an experience of intuition. I guess I offered that, but is there anything you want to share of how people? Yeah.
I got a good one. There was a, finding your, because did I share about the purple squiggly line?
I don't think so. Not that I remember. Not
Okay.
my mind
I was having a conversation with someone else that was really weird. Okay. So, well, a wonderful friend of mine, PJ from Australia, she also channels the entity George. We were on an Abraham cruise together, and she told me this because I want to make sure to say PJ is awesome. And it was every morning on the cruise, we would pick a number, a color, and a shape. Simply a number, color, and a shape. And one today, or the other day, I said one purple squiggly line. And I love that one. I've used it a couple of times because it's a squiggly line, a purple squiggly line, one purple
like your
squiggly
dog.
line. Yeah, really. And so I'm walking and I'm talking to the guy I'm seeing, and I said, "Oh, I'm in the flippin' forest. I'm in the forest." I'm talking to him and I'm telling him the story, and I'm at that moment, I look down and there's this metallic purple squiggly line from like a balloon or something, or some kind of, in the middle of the forest. And I turn the camera around and I just like slowly pan down, like trying to make it dramatic. Look what I found. He's like, "Wow, that's awesome." So I don't think he said that. Like, "Fuck, that's cool," or whatever. Anyway, that is a really fun process. Practice it every day. Sometimes like 3 orange circles, or, 1 brown hat, or, say really, and then let the universe, like Buckminster Fuller called it lag time. If you see it right away, it's 0 lag time. So mine was about, a 2-hour lag time, because I had said it earlier. So I, start playing with use it as a game. What I've learned about having in the center circle of the labyrinths at a house at Pooh Corner, or to return to Pooh Corner, is be like a child. Be like a child. See through the eyes of a child with awe and wonder. They don't know hate. Little ones don't understand hate until we teach them. So literally, the idea of the magical land of awesome is to see through the eyes of a child. And that is if I have any journey on this planet, is to continue to see through the eyes of a child. So anytime that I can use games, and it's so fun to every morning go, "Okay, so 2 pink horses." I said an elephant the other day. I said a gray elephant. I turned the corner and some kid had left a little toy elephant. Not like 30 seconds later.
Wow.
An elephant. I said, "Oh my God, an elephant. Isn't that funny? I'm going to see an elephant, turn the corner, there's a little toy elephant. Come on, that's awesome."
That's really cool.
So there's my process.
Synchronicity. I love it. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, is there anything else you want to leave the audience with, as far as like a motto or a tagline, or like when they just remember you and intuition, like a footprint you leave behind?
Oh, just be you. Really do you. That's what the world is waiting for. Don't do anybody else. The autobiography of a yogi says, "Don't be a Victrola, just saying something from your gurus or something from everybody else. Be you." What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, I love it. Aww, that's beautiful. Well,
stay curious, be awesome.
Stay curious and be awesome. That's beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Marie. It's just such a pleasure and such a joy, and I love this. So may we all just continue to live in the synchronicity and the magic of our intuitive guidance, and just to watch what opens and stay in that capsule of love and light, right? Whatever's going around, I just love that, like you started, just that capsule of light, that you're just shooting through space and you're infinitely connected to a universe of unconditional love. So Trust yourself,
That,
be yourself,
yep.
and we're all connected in the circle of love. Generation of love. All right,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.